Hello, you're watching Parrot Reviews, and this is Stargrove Scramble by Team Bugulon. Will this be a good egg, or is it scrambled? Let's grove! The action takes place in the world of Stargrove. It turns out that your son's been taken. At this stage we're not sure who by, but it's up to you to go out and throw eggs at everyone in an effort to get him back. If you've never played a game like this before, I'm going to assume that you're from another planet. Flibbity flibbity flobbity, I welcome you, alien overlord. Assuming you have played this kind of game before, you'll already know that you can move the character left, right and jump, and you can walk on the platforms, avoid spikes, there's always spikes aren't there, and combat enemies by bouncing on their heads. I wouldn't say this game's poached from the genre, more like expanded on it. One of the things this lovely little game brings is a great little egg throwing mechanic. You collect candies and for whatever reason that means you can pull eggs out of your pants. At least I think that's what's going on. I don't fully understand, but I'll let this one go. As you might expect, the first stages are there to ease you into the game gently. There are only a few enemies, not much to catch you out, and some nice helpful instruction messages so you know how to perform the basics. Early screens are pretty straightforward, but it doesn't take too long before it starts to get challenging. By the end of the first world, there's more to think about in terms of abilities, as well as different types of enemies and platforms to find your way through. Juggling the collecting, platforming, egg throwing and enemy avoiding, or jumping on their heads of course, makes for some egg-tick fast gameplay through the levels. You're going about the level picking up stars. Not totally sure why, but let's not try to read too much into it. Stars are nice, put them in your pocket. Your health level's represented by strawberries, of course, and you can find extra strawberries scattered around the levels for when your health needs topping up. Thankfully, you get infinite lives, but when all your strawberries are gone, you'll get respawned back at the last checkpoint, which sometimes can be very far back. In the top left of the screen, you see how many eggs you have ready to go and what types of eggs they are. As the game goes on, you'll find a bunch of different types of eggs with different abilities, like exploding or semi-indestructible rolling eggs you can use to break down certain types of blocks. Candies you need to pull eggs out of your trousers are scattered throughout the levels, or you can use the dispenser that you jump up and down on and it'll spawn them for you. I could do with one of these. Seems like a good compromise in that you have to get some exercise to get the candies out. They may be onto something here. I think it's nice that they varied the egg mechanics so widely and didn't put all of their eggs in one basket. As well as a free range of egg types, it's got more interesting mechanics than an aircraft repair shop. There's bunches of other stuff that crop up along the way. Some of them I've seen in other games of the same style, and some were totally new to me. Bits where you have to use a specific egg, a snake thing you have to jump on multiple times, dropping weight, switches, loads of stuff. All kinds of things to keep the game interesting. There's plenty of variation in the levels, and there are 12 levels for you to explore. As this is a free game, I'd say that's pretty fantastic. There's a decent amount of play here for any platformer fan, and regardless of how long it takes to finish, it's a really fun time. There are also boss battles at the end of each world, and there are 3 worlds. One of my favourite TV shows in the 1980s was Who's the Boss, but I don't remember them ever having to deal with an egg-throwing dragon thing, so I doubt it's related. Unlike Tony Danza, the bosses are pretty easy to figure out how to defeat, but the difficulty level's high enough to make it a challenge that's super rewarding when you eventually take them down. If I was to criticise Stargrove Scramble, I'd say for a platformer novice like me, there were some points where the checkpoints were absolutely brutal. I almost stopped playing after one particular section in the first world, but I'm glad I didn't because despite the frustration, once I got past it, I had a really fun time playing. And that's pretty much my experience of the game. It was an emotional rollercoaster ride where I kept threatening to quit when I got mad at it, but then felt good about beating whatever thing it was I was having trouble with. Then I wanted to keep playing longer. Some might say that means the game's well balanced, but some might also say I'm just too stubborn to quit. It gets pretty tough in places, but it is all possible, so if you stick with it, you'll feel good for conquering it. Stargrove Scramble is a platformer that was apparently made in just 9 days for a Newsgrounds jam in 2021 that had the theme Egg. Well, I think they did an excellent job with that. It whisks me off to an extremely lovely pixely cartoon world that feels as though it might have come straight from the old Commodore Amiga in the 1990s. The colour palette, the graphics and sounds all go together well to complement each other, and again, 9 days, that's amazing. It blows my mind how good this is. Physics, gameplay, all of it's on point, and the fact that it costs absolutely nothing to play means you don't really have any reason not to play it. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to like it, subscribe, and make tooting noises out of your armpits, and you never know, I might make some more. Goodbye.